Well, hello, and welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Hey, look, I feel like we're in a Sesame Street episode.
Last week's episode was brought to you by the letters F and U. Hopefully we can have a better time at it this week because we had technical difficulties last week, Francis.
Yeah, last week was F and U. We're just adding the N today for this week's episode.
There you go. So yes, welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is another exciting audio adventure with myself and
it's exciting. Oh, yes.
Yes. And to join me, yes, he is my podcasting partner. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez. We are here every week around this time. It's getting a little bit later each time we do this. But mostly because, the technical difficulties that we had last week still were happening this week.
I was going to say, we're at least trying to fix the problem as opposed to just like dealing with it on air.
Right. Yeah. Here's the thing. When you have trustworthy people in your life, you can give your login information to somebody else and then they can kind of fix it on their end. And then when they're done, I can log back into it on my side and everything's fine. And Ginger's in the house. What's up?
Well, you can't see. My wave is blurred.
Yeah, you're waving too fast. Your camera
it's so fast it's blur.
Your camera was not able to keep up with your jazz hand like waving there. Well, it's the blur.
Anyway, what's up, man? How's it going?
Dude, I don't know. I'm extremely tired. If you can't already tell. It has been. It's what, Tuesday, and it's already been a week.
You know what? I kind of feel you. Like today felt like I got done with today. I forgot what today was actually. I'm like, oh my God, please don't let it be Monday. Even though Monday was yesterday, I'm like, oh, please don't let today be Monday. And then I got my little notification that, oh, you get your Tuesday rewards. T-Mobile does like this Tuesday thing. I'm like, oh my God, it's Tuesday. I felt that way about Friday last week too. I'm like, oh God, it's not even Friday yet, but it really was Friday.
Oh,
so
sure.
I'm having a really hard time with time right now. Time is tough at the moment. It's just in like keeping time.
Keeping time, putting in time is also tough.
Yeah.
Being an adult is tough sometimes. It's tough all the time, I'm discovering. But
being an adult with hobbies is tough, I think.
Yes, because hobbies cost money and interests are free.
Well, but it also costs, but
if you have that's what I'm saying though. If you have an interest in something, right, it doesn't really cost that much.
Because weren't you recently invited to do a podcast?
No,
like you were asked to be on a pod. I thought you were.
Recently in the last month or so, and listeners mates in the house, he can actually hear Francis.
Hey, yeah,
and you can hear me too this week, so we get us both. Recently in the last month or so, I was a guest twice on the Reels and Heels podcast.
Was this month? Was it a month? Wow.
Yeah, about a month now. Yeah.
August and July feel like they've lasted forever. Yeah. No, but because we all do all these different things and we all kind of keep busy, and I lose so much track of time. I don't know what's going on anymore. Adults usually at our age have settled down.
Sure.
Have adult kids already, or in college. You and the missus are just sitting on the couch watching TV. That's how you spend your free time.
Right.
Not like recording content, trying to fix technical difficulties. That's not what people our age did like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Right.
No, they hung out, they watched TV, they ate a meal, and then they moved on with life. I'm just saying we're doing it wrong. I'm saying we need to relax.
Which is funny because I had a conversation. You gotta be careful when you talk about certain things without breaking too much kayfabe. I had a conversation recently with somebody who was preparing at one job and saying already dreading about going to the second job. And
A lot of people have jobs, yeah.
And the person was saying how they really weren't feeling it. They wanted to just go home and be with their family for the night. And I said, then do it. Well, if I do that, then this person has to close by themselves. And how is that your problem? Like, everybody deserves time off. Even if that is just your part-time gig, you still deserve time off.
True. But usually it's, you can't let a guy hang though like that sometimes, right? Because you want to make sure that they'll return the favor when it's your turn.
Well,
and you don't want to be left hanging.
But on the flip side of that, though, is that when that person feels like taking the day off, do they think about your feelings and everything else? Typically not. When people want to take day off.
I mean, no, true. You're not wrong.
Right? When I decide one day when I'm like, I just don't feel like working today, not a thought goes across my mind about my coworkers and how they're going to be affected by me not being there.
But yeah, but there's like a bunch
where I am currently.
Yeah.
Now, before when I was, running a shop, that was different. But if I wasn't there, the shop didn't open sometimes. But
right, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like when you're it's you and like one other person. I feel like the responsibility. I think that there's a little bit more like, oh man, I should be there because it sucks, right? Like, yeah, I should take a day off, but God, I hope that no one's gonna ditch me when I need them on a day where I'm working by myself.
Sure.
Right?
I just also feel that when you need it, you got to take it.
No, of course, I agree, but also you got to weigh those options though. Like, don't totally ditch on the people who like rely on you.
Sure, yeah. I mean, like even on the days that I didn't feel like working at the shop, I would open up the store, get everything running. As soon as there was some other key holder that showed up, I'm like, I'm leaving.
But I'm a weirdo though, and I'm the one that causes all the problems. I get the people sick because I'm the guy who comes in. I'm the guy who gets perfect attendance. I'm the guy who doesn't miss a day, even if I want to not go in. Because I do one thing that I think some people that is really hard to do is I just turn everything off when I'm at work, and so it does and especially when I don't feel like it, I just shut down and I just go into like automatic mode. But I'll do the work. And I'll do the stuff because that's an extra paycheck. I'm not getting a salary here. I need money, I guess. But yeah, but that's bad because then when you go in and you're sick or you're feeling miserable, you get nothing done anyway. So you might as well just stay home anyway.
And
I'm like, I didn't do anything. I got nothing done anyway.
I just since everything hit the fan a couple of years ago. Now and it always should have been. If you don't feel well, don't come to work, period.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change anything because people still, we'll get into, I overheard a conversation this weekend at the show that I was at where somebody was pretty much openly denying that they probably had COVID, but we'll get into it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, before COVID, before the whole thing, whenever I went to work sick, I did wear a mask because I am Asian, and I have to live up to the stereotype. So I made sure to wear a nice bright mask. But it's tough. It's tough living the way we do with the stuff that we like to do. Because I think more and more people are kind of getting the hint that we're all slaves to the clock, we're all slaves to the man.
Right. Well, I said something at work recently. I was like, I don't live to work, and somebody said, unfortunately, I do. And I bit my tongue. I was don't even respond, Josh, because if you say anything, it's gonna be ultra negative.
Is that what they meant? Isn't it I work to live because I have to, not I live to work? Because live to work means that you really like working or you live like.
No, I think he understood it as like I don't know. I don't know, but he not saying that he liked being at work, but that he doesn't get to live. He just gets to work.
See. Yeah.
And I just
actually
like,
agree.
don't say anything because you're just going to fucking piss everybody off.
Yeah, wow. That sucks. Well, that's a downer, but as a result though, again, we get to do this. Like at least we get to use our free time I think better than most people by like
Well,
cuz
that's
we entertain the masses.
Go ahead. What?
We entertain the masses.
We try to. Anyway. I don't know how good of a job we actually do of that, but we try.
Ooh. Go on.
What we could do, Francis.
Mm-hmm.
Next time we are together someplace, we could put on a live show, and before we do that, we could start the show outside while pointing our assholes up at the sun to gain the power to come back in and run a show inside of a con or some sort of appearance that I'm making up that we're going to go do, just as an excuse to show our asses to the world.
Well,
what
if
Braveheart
has taught me anything.
You mentioned perennial sunbathing. What the fuck?
Okay, TikTok is the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. I'm beginning to believe this. And TikTok has been introducing all sorts of things, and apparently this whole sunning your asshole is a thing that is a big on TikTok, where people are sitting naked and they're covering themselves up because I guess TikTok has. Even though I thought you could do adult stuff on there, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But yeah, so you have to censor certain things, and everyone just has their butthole just staring at the sun because the reasoning is that. Well, you get sun everywhere else, and it becomes healthy and vibrant and whatever. There's only one place you never get sun, usually, and that's the butthole. So you lay down, you spread your cheeks, and you let the rays caress your anus.
That seems like
and apparently, like,
what if you're like, Irish, and you do that, and you just your asshole just sizzles right away as soon as you take your pants off.
Well, that's true. They get sunburnt in, overcast weather, so that makes a lot of sense.
So for someone like me that can get sunburnt on a full moon night, this may not be something I want to do.
So weird that the chat room isn't showing the chats that have shown up. Sorry, just as a thing, because I know that Anthony had said something, and then Ginger said something, so I thought I'd look back at it, and they're not in my chat room. They're not in my chat or something.
I see them on my side.
Sadness.
I see them all on my side.
All right, just want to make sure, because I don't. So sorry, guys.
So that's weird. Chats. Are they not showing up in the chat? The live.
It's not showing it up in my chat room. Yeah, it's not showing up in my live chat room.
That's weird.
It's showing nothing.
That is very odd. Because they have to use Twitch in which to chat.
I know. I see it in your OBS when it shows up.
Okay.
I don't see it in
See, that's.
But anyway.
Yeah. Wow. We might need to find a new way to do this again.
Well. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, that's the IT moment of this show.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. But yeah. So. Yeah. Apparently.
Maybe that's where we're going wrong, Francis. That's why we're not famous yet.
We don't have our butts in the air.
We haven't shown our assholes.
We haven't spread our cheeks and let the sun rays hit us in all the right ways.
Yeah, maybe if we did, it would be like, remember in Futurama when Grandpa got bent backwards and his whole look on life completely changed and he was all happy, even though he was bent 90 degrees backwards?
That's the secret. The secret to happiness is to get your ass just like. Well, here's the thing. So as with every new TikTok trend, it is of course being recommended that you don't do that because there's a reason why you don't get sun there. Um, like there's an obvious biological, well, not an obvious, but there's a biological reason why you have butt cheeks covering that area. Otherwise, you'd think nature wouldn't put cheeks in the way so that you
Right.
can get sun there. So obviously you're not supposed to. Just like vabbing, right? You're not supposed to do vabbing, which is something because that is that's not kosher. But women are desperate to meet men, and they think if they get a little bit of the juices underneath, if they get a little oil from the undercarriage and just put it up on their neck, behind their ear,
Where's
dudes are
Savannah?
gonna come
Where's
flocking.
Savannah to keep us in check right now?
I know. Right?
Yeah, that one. That was a new one for me.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
people
I
are
mean-
doing all kinds of crazy shit. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but
No.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, whatever.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
it's,
you do
it's the
you.
new era of dating. Yeah, but it's like good. Don't let's
Yeah,
don't ever do
yeah.
TikTok trends. because
Listeners,
it's
may
fun.
definitely do not order any of the pink sauce.
Well, there you go. Now it's showing.
Well, that's
That's
good.
weird. Now it's showing up in the chat.
Weird.
But yeah, no, it's making the rounds. Apparently dudes don't have to do it as much, but I do have a question for you. Do you wear cologne?
No. I used
If you
to.
Don't.
I used to.
Why don't you wear it?
Why don't I wear it? I have better things to do with $75.
It lasts you a while. It lasts you several years.
That's fine.
Well, I only ask because I have spoken to several women now, of whom stated yes, they wish men would more often wear some type of scent.
Hmm.
Because women like the scent. Women like to associate a scent with their man specifically, but just men in general. Like if they're dating, they want to be able to associate a smell with a dude. And apparently that ups your chances and all that stuff. Not that you need it or anything. Like you're as they say in the vernacular, a charisma bomb, so you don't have to worry about it.
Who are you talking about?
Because you
Sure.
yeah, you talk to everyone.
I do.
You talk to everyone, and everyone talks to you. Like people want to talk.
Yeah,
to
but
you. People wanna hang out.
nobody's taking their pants off.
Someone is.
Well, occasionally. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there you go.
But like
Yeah.
it's got nothing. Well, I mean, would scent improve those chances? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. See, love a scent on men. So like,
I mean,
I'm
like
getting-
I shower
you know,
and keep
there's-
myself clean. I mean, that's pretty good. But yeah, I
This
mean,
is made if you're looking for a lady.
here's the thing, man.
Lady,
Like
let's
I only really ever liked two scents when I
but-
growing up, as far as like what was out there. And you mentioned either one of the two, and people were like, "Oh yeah, you're fucking old." And those two were Cool Water, and oh shit, now I forgot the other one. But definitely, Drakkar.
Rock on Noir.
Yeah, Drakkar and Cool Water.
I use Draco Noir as a joke, though. I didn't realize it was a thing that people like to wear.
That's
'Cause it's so strong.
That's something I wore
It's
all
so
through
strong.
the 90s. I wore Drakkar.
Oh, no, man. What I wore through the 90s, Axe body spray.
Oh Jesus. Here's the thing, listeners, mate. Francis and I have been podcasting for 10 years, and none of those years have we ever worn pants while podcasting.
Well, no. That's how we get our powers.
Exactly. I actually have a light that's installed under my under my seat. So as I sit here bottomless, I'm shining a light up my asshole. If I open my mouth really wide, you might be able to see it.
Light. You see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Man. So yeah, I'm now debating on whether or not I should start applying Ascent in general just to make some people happy.
Yeah, I mean, like,
apparently scents are a thing.
Maybe that's like, is that like part of a date? Is going to the mall and being like, here, babe, pick something out for me. What do you want me to smell like? You know, like what? Like what? I don't know.
Because it's like, yeah, I don't know, and I don't even know what I don't know. There's too many scents anyway. I don't even know what would be a good sense for a guy.
Right.
I was told, yeah, I was given suggestions many years ago, but I don't remember them anymore. So I don't know. I'll have to maybe I'll make that a is this love pod question of like, what's a good scent on a dude to wear to spray on when their pants are off and they're doing podcasts. Like, what's a good scent?
What is what do you want? What do you want your dude to kind of artificially smell like?
Yeah, apparently it's a thing. I'm just saying, like, apparently it's a thing. But anyway, speaking of things, you did a thing.
I did do a thing, which will be kind of the meat of the show, actually. This past weekend, what's that?
And potatoes, yeah.
Meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes. This past weekend was the Colorado Springs Comic-Con. Colorado Springs, for those that aren't here in Colorado, is about an hour south of where I am. About an hour south of the metro area, which to Francis, an hour is like 4 or 5 blocks.
Yeah. I don't know what that is in miles.
Right. It's like 65, 70 miles from where I am.
65, you can go 65, 70 miles in an hour?
It's 75 from almost 2/3 of the way there.
You have to plan half your day if you're going to go 75 miles in California. Half your day is gone.
Right.
I mean, you can't think after that. Wow. Unless it's a Sunday morning. But okay, so this mythical 75 miles, you use your magic doorway to get 75 miles. Okay, what happened at this place?
So this is the 3rd or 4th Colorado Springs show that I've been to.
Oh,
I don't know if they've all been run by the same people, but it's the 3rd or 4th iteration of this show that I've been to. The first, like I said, it's 3 or 4 years I've been to. I can't remember, but 1 or 2 of the years was in a strip mall. And it was like a large, let's say it was probably a Kmart or something that was in this strip mall. That was
mall rats.
It was just a strip mall. And it was a large lot in the strip mall, or several lots that had been gutted out and turned into a convention center area, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was, just kind of a weird spot. And I was like, this place isn't really built for what they're trying to do here. And then it was a couple years later or a year later, I go down there again, and it's in a 90% dead mall, which we've talked about before in the past. If it was 100% dead mall, it'd make total sense. But when there's like people there shopping for, shoes and athletic gear, it's weird to have Comic-Con goers in there at the same time. This year, it was at the World Arena, which is, I'm pretty damn sure, an Olympic hockey training center place. Do some Googling while I'm talking just to verify that.
What's it called?
The World Arena. The Broadmoor World Arena.
Got it.
So it was at an ice rink. And I was like, well, what a weird place to put a Comic-Con. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how are they going to do this? Are they going to utilize the ice floor in any way? Or is it just going to be the concourse? Mm-hmm. So it was both. It was the concourse, and then it was the ice. Well, the ice wasn't there, but it was the floor that the ice would have been on, which was cool to text my brother and be like, yo, I'm standing on a World Ice Arena. There's no ice here, but, this is where, and I took a little picture so we could see. So Artist Alley was in the World Arena area. Lots of artists that were in there I saw a couple names that I knew, but they may have been a lot of local, like Colorado Springs artists more than Denver artists. But didn't recognize a ton of people. Nice to see the few of the faces that I did know, though. The real big draw for me to go down there was going to be a couple wrestlers, AEW wrestlers. And I actually reached out to, because nobody really helps you, reached out to like 7 different PR firms. Just drawn blanks on everybody. And I finally I called in a favor. I didn't want to, but I called in a favor to one of our agent people that we both know. Well, you don't really know him, but you know the company he works for. It's another Aces agent.
Nice.
So I reached out to him and I asked him, I'm like, hey man, do you know, or could you help me out real quick? Because you're an agent, you have better connections. Well, they found who it was, or he found who it was, and I reached out to them, and I didn't get a quick enough answer, so I reached out to AEW, and they actually responded. They responded immediately, which was not immediately, but it's pretty damn quick.
Sure. Wow. Straight to right for the tap.
Oh, but here's the thing, man. Like, it wasn't that I was growing impatient. It was just that I want a yes or a no. So yes, I guess I was impatient. So anyway, I reached out to AEW. They get back to me. They were like, well, they're not going to be doing any interviews. But how about we set up a virtual interview with either or both of the wrestlers you wanted to talk to? So I'm waiting to hear back from them. So hopefully we'll get to interview a current AEW wrestler here pretty soon.
Oh, man.
That would be pretty awesome.
All right.
So I get there. The wrestlers aren't there. So like my main draw, I was just like, oh, okay, well, that happens.
Okay.
Go ahead. You have a question.
Where were they?
They didn't show up. I don't know. They I don't know if they canceled or I didn't.
I thought
see
they
them.
had like an event or something.
I didn't. I looked all over the celebrity area and did not see them. So I don't know if they weren't there or they didn't have a booth set up for them individually and they just had a booth set up for AEW that I didn't see. It's possible. Who knows? But I didn't see them. Then I kind of overheard other people talking that there was another area of vendors and whatnot. And I went, oh, that's good because there's like 8 rows here of Artist Alley and that's it. So hopefully there's more. So through the Zamboni doors and the Zamboni tunnel leads into a practice area, a practice ice rink that did have ice on it. They just threw mats down on top of it and had like...
So there's an air conditioning.
It was so nice. That room was nice. The World Arena room was hot as shit. So you had like toy vendors and trinkets and that kind of stuff on that side. And I spent more time over there. Just because I felt like buying something. Not art.
Sure.
Necessarily. Not because I don't like art. I just didn't. There's only a couple people I knew there, and nobody that I was like really dying.
Don't feel guilty.
No.
Right.
So anyway, spent time in the artist out or the vendor side. Sure. I purchased a blind box. I never had a blind box. We go to cons all the time, Francis. We walk past the blind box booths, and we talk about it. We've had several conversations. Oh man, it'd be kind of fun to buy one of those, but what the hell's actually in there? You're gonna get ripped off, probably. It's just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I actually bought one many years ago, and it was all stuff. I kept none of it.
Right.
In that box. I gave everything that was in that box away.
Well, most of these blind boxes are all $40 and plus at most of these shows that we go to. Yeah. This booth had $20 blind boxes. And I said to myself, okay.
All right.
And I overheard the vendor. There's at least $30 worth of stuff in these. I went, okay.
Right.
Okay, cool. If I can find a Transformers blind box. I'll buy one. And I went searching and searching. I gave up at one point, walking away from the booth, and I saw Transformers written on the side of a box, but no price on it. Mm-hmm. So I go to the vendor. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? And he's like, yes, it's the Transformers blind box. I'm like, yeah, I know that. There's no price on it. Like, $20. So I got a pop figure of Jazz. No, the Porsche. I have a bagged. I haven't done the research on it yet, but it looks like it might be a McDonald's toy, like a Happy Meal Transformers. There's another one that I got a Megatron keychain, which is pretty damn cool.
Oh, nice.
But then there's one that I've never seen it before. It's a gorilla, but I could see within the kit bash of a Transformer, all the stuff that makes a Transformer. I could see there's a humanoid head that's in it as well. And I don't know what the hell it is. There was a line called Pretenders. That there were a human shell with a robot inside. But this is a gorilla that turns into a humanoid of some kind. So it has a human fist. There's like it's loose, so it's not complete. But there's like a thing that goes, a gorilla hand that goes over the human fist. So I have no idea I have to do some research and figure out what the hell it is, but it's incomplete.
But that's the actual. Oh.
So it doesn't really matter what it is, but it's incomplete. Yeah, it's some sort of gorilla humanoid thing. I don't know what it is. But I was gonna get this other Transformer. I saw $29.99. I was like, damn, that's pretty cheap for this. This is a great price. I'm gonna do a little bit more shopping, and I'm gonna come back to this because I have to have an argument with myself. No. Still there. It might be Beast Wars. I think it might be Beast Machines or Transmetal 2. I don't know what it is. I really got to look it up. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I go back to the booth and I grab it and I look at it again. I'm like, yep, let's go for it. I look at the bottom. For some reason, my mind, when I looked at it the first time, didn't see the 3 in front of the 29. I read the 3 is like the money symbol or
dollar
something.
sign.
Yeah. So a $329 toy, Transformer. And I was like, nope, don't need it that bad.
Which one was it?
It's from the Netflix. What is it? War of Cybertron.
Oh, sure.
So you know how all the Seekers had their like triangular jet mode?
Yeah.
This is it's a camouflage character of some sort. I don't know if it's an actual character in the series, because I didn't make it all the way through before I canceled the subscription. But it's just a repaint of Starscream. But it's not $300 cooler than Starscream.
That must mean then OG Optimus, because OG Optimus like a couple of years ago was $100, and I'm talking Gen 1 Optimus was $100. And now you're telling me this random Netflix one is like $325. Like,
apparently it's super rare, and the guy had like 3 of them.
Not that rare if you have 3 of them,
right?
Oh man.
The what is the Masterpiece Optimus Prime came out in the early 2000s. And I got it at Walmart for like $75. And it goes for like $200 now.
In box,
the Walmart G1 the redo that was like 3 years ago, that was $50.
Yeah, well, look, they know that people collect now. Like, they're not toys for kids anymore. These are all collector items.
Oh, totally.
For adult nerds, right? Like, more and more adult nerds are buying toys because kids don't care about toys. Kids care about what's on their iPad.
True.
Right? Like, they don't, toys are like now just solely in internet or what do you call it, an adult thing. And I guess Listener's Mate's link got banned from.
All I see is 3 stars, even on my side. There's nothing.
Oh,
There's nothing that got blocked.
okay. Because I always see at the dots too. I'm like, oh, maybe it didn't work, but yeah. So I think that's what the result is. So, but okay. So
I didn't buy the
Transformer thing.
Yeah, I didn't buy the $300 Transformer or the $500 Transformer that I also saw.
Ultra Magnus,
Fort Max.
Oh,
Well, it's the new Fort Max. It's not even G1. It's the Cybertron, whatever. War for Cyber. What is it called? War for Cybertron.
War for Cybertron.
Yeah, it's that version. So it's the newest version, and it's $500.
If you're gonna spend over $300 for a Transformer, it better transform itself. It better do it on its own.
Sure. I guess. I don't really like that robotic Optimus Prime. I mean, it looks cool, but I don't really like it.
I'm just saying, I don't know. No Transformer can possibly cost that much. I can't. Unless it's OG, unless it's original.
Right. I've seen G1 Fort Max go for $500. That makes sense. It's 3.5 feet tall.
All I want, and I still think, and I want this in box. All I want is OG Bumblebee in box, because it was it's super tiny. I think the last time I saw it was only $30 anyway. I just didn't get it. But I just want that's my only Transformer that I want out of all the Transformers. That and maybe Rodimus, because I did grow up with Rodimus. I did grow up playing with the Rodimus Prime, so I don't know. But yeah,
good stuff.
Sorry, listeners, mate, your link didn't go through, so you'll just have to send us our social media or something.
Yeah, send it to us on Twitter or something. I'll take a look at it. So back to the show. Like I was saying before, the concourse was used as kind of the cosplay businesses, everything that didn't fit under Artist Alley and vendor.
Okay.
Necessarily. You know what I'm trying to say. You know, when you go to the Comic-Con and they got, T-Mobile, or they got the radio station, or they got the marshmallow ladies, the fudge vendor. They put all those type of businesses all in the same kind of area. Oh, thanks, listeners, man. I'll take a look at it when we are done, so I don't get distracted. So with that being said, with the concourse, you had what's the width of a 6-foot table? A standard 6-foot table? What is 2 feet?
Usually like 2 or 3 feet. Yeah,
foot and a half, whatever it is. So you have 6-foot tables on either side of the concourse, and people are trying to walk through the center of that. So it made it very tough. Made it pretty tough.
Yeah.
Since I touched on that, let me just kind of, because it was a fun show. It was a fun day. But there were a few issues.
All right. Hit me with the issues.
There were a few issues. Use your words properly. Francis, you and I have been to not only WonderCon, but we've also been to San Diego Comic-Con. Anaheim and San Diego, pretty close in size and probably staff, as far as like people working.
You mean the convention center themselves, right?
Yes, but
San Diego is so much bigger.
It is, but I'm just saying. Let me reword it, I guess. We've been to both of those shows. We've seen more specifically, we've seen the security at both of those shows.
Oh, yeah.
And the security presence at both of those shows is noticeable, but it's not distracting.
No, because they're usually just like a couple of people hanging out in one spot, a couple of people hanging out in the other, and they're in some designated areas because they don't want people to go through places that have no like checkpoint, right? So yeah, yeah.
So to get into this place, there were metal detectors, wands, and bag checks, which metal detectors I thought was a bit steep when you're wanding as well, but whatever. You know, that's aside from the point. But there's got 3 or 4 people, 3 or 4 people per station. And throughout the entire show, security was everywhere. With that being said, I walk up and I say, "Hi, I'm here to pick up my press badge. I'm not 100% sure which entrance I'm supposed to go in. I just saw the first one I, walked up to." And the lady says, "Well, it's not here. Go up to the top floor and,
Thanks.
there'll be somebody up there." And I said, "Okay." So I've already walked through the security checkpoint. I've now walked into the convention with no credentials at all. I've got my phone that has an email that says I'm approved, but that's all that I have.
Okay.
Now, I said there was a lot of security there, and it was noticeable. How did I walk through 2/3 of the show with no credentials whatsoever?
You're trying to get them.
I was, but I went to the VIP lounge with no credentials. They were checking everybody at the door.
There's no one at the door for the VIP lounge.
I did. I walked right in like I owned the place, and actually saw somebody that had a shirt of the PR team that's running the show, and I felt bad, and I apologized 18 times because I just rushed up on this lady. I was like, "Hey, I see you have the shirt of the company it's got the name of the company that does the PR stuff. Where am I supposed to go?" This person was just a minion, and it was like, "I don't really know." And they sent me back down. Now
goodness.
Now before I got on the elevator to go up, another lady asked me what I was doing. I was like, "I'm just trying to get my press badge." And she told me to go upstairs as well.
Oh, no.
So I'm here coming back downstairs, and I stop, and I'm like, "Hey, just so you know, for future reference, upstairs is not where press checks in at." So there's another lady standing next to her who was intrigued now. I was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get my badge. I've been here for a half hour now. I've seen almost the entire show, but I don't know. I don't have a badge." So she gets on the radio, asks me my name.
Oh, no. Yes, maybe.
Yeah. And throws it out there to open channel. Where is this press person supposed to go? What does she say? "I have a gentleman by the name of Josh here inquiring about a press pass and where he's supposed to go." Then most everybody's wearing an earpiece, except for the lady behind the desk, who's not wearing an earpiece, who has the open speaker. I hear back something to the effect of, if he's not on the list, he's not getting a badge. Send him to entrance, Charlie or whatever. And she says thanks and looks up to me, and I said, "I heard it all." I also heard the snide remark, but that's cool. So so they say, "Go to the entrance C," or Charlie entrance. And I'm like, "Okay."
Charlie.
So I go outside and I'm looking around, and I could see the entrance C. I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll walk over there." It's completely fenced off. It's like a VIP smoking section entrance. There's no way to get into this entrance. So I walk around the building further, thinking maybe there's another way up there. Nope. Walk back. And I just walk up to one of the security people that were there was a numerous ones standing out just chilling. And I'm
Oh,
like,
you see, look at you following the rules. This is why it took you so long. You're following the
I
rules.
should have
You
I
didn't
should have just
like
walked through the
barrel
show. I
through.
should have just kept walking through the show without credentials.
Yeah,
Really. So I
yeah.
finally find, walk up to the fence and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get into this entrance. There's no way to actually get in here. And I pull out my phone and I'm like, see, it says approved for press and I'm apparently supposed to come here, but how am I supposed to get here? It's fenced off. And they finally
Right.
tell me, oh, well, we're only supposed to let VIP and press in this way. So you can come to, where's your badge? And I'm like, have you not been listening for the last 5 minutes? I don't have my badge. I'm trying to get my badge. This is the entrance they've sent me to, but there's no way to get into the entrance because it's fenced off and there's a fence between the two of us. So they finally let me through. And I, kind of apologize a little bit, but then they send me to the desk, which was like 20, 25 feet away, escorted by one of the security guards to make sure that I walked to the press table to get my stuff and would not leave my side until they gave me the badge.
Wow.
Get to the table. The two ladies at the table were friendly as hell. But then I see the guy that's standing off to the side that was just mad dogging me the whole time. I think that's the guy that was on the radio that was like, if he's not on the list, he's not getting a badge. I bit my tongue, Francis. At one point, I almost did look at the guy and say, what is your problem, sir? Like, it's okay to smile.
No, you should have. Yeah.
Like, you don't look friendly whatsoever.
Should have gone up to him and said, "Look, I'm on the list. I got my badge."
Yeah. I have two badges. How about that?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
it was a 45 minutes ordeal from the time I got out of my car to the time I actually got my badge. And most of it was because nobody knew where I was supposed to go. And then it's just irritating. The other half of that being irritating by just, I don't know.
Right, the incompetence of the staff, really.
Yeah.
How many circles are they going to make you go, or hoops are they going to make you jump through for something as simple as just getting access to a place that you could have just easily walked through without the proper
and had I walked the last third of the convention, I would have run into the table anyway. But that's the one area that I didn't walk to because everybody told me to go the opposite direction. So it put a sour taste in my mouth to begin with. And to be fair, I don't know. I don't know if it was World Arena staff and security that was giving me the hard time and directions, or if it was the convention. Because honestly, at this point, I can't remember what shirt who was wearing. You know what I mean?
Does it matter? Does it really
It's
matter?
just the experience. That's what I'm saying. The experience itself was just kind of soured by that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, not seeing all the regular faces that I normally see, being there by myself also was kind of a bummer. But
Usually is, yeah.
But it was like, I don't know. I wasn't very inspired to, bust out the camera and do a lot of shooting. It was, I don't know. Like I said, I think that entry part, that very first part kind of just like soured the whole experience.
Yeah, it killed the vibe.
Killed the vibe,
That's for sure.
as the kids say. Yeah.
As the kids say, everything's a vibe. Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I don't know. I don't know if Colorado Springs has a good place to put on a show, unless it's in that hopefully completely dead mall. Then it would make sense.
Yeah. And you're right. Maybe you're right, listeners. Maybe it's just too many cooks in the kitchen in this case. But, I mean, I've been to enough cons to know that you could easily. It takes the right kind of coordinator. It requires someone who actually gives a damn about the thing. And if that dude, the guy that was like looking like he was, and probably the guy that you said was, making the snide remarks, he doesn't care enough to make everything work well.
Right.
While
And
I have seen,
I just think
yeah.
like you gotta, if you're CBs, those are all open channels,
Yeah.
you know, and you got to think that not everybody's wearing an earpiece. And even if you are wearing an earpiece, those things, you know, you're in a loud environment. Most people have them turned up pretty loud, you know, so it's very easy to
Yeah,
hear what people are saying over the radio.
Again, him responding the way he did meant he didn't care whether. I'm pretty sure he didn't care whether or not you heard it. He's like, maybe he even hoped.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I really hope this guy hears what I have to say, which is if he doesn't have his name on the list, I want him out of here. But you know what? Even after he said that, and they'll kind of let you go, you probably could have kept going around the convention center or convention area without ever getting stopped again.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have just did the whole thing, in which case makes you wonder why pay if you're going to be able to enter and I guess to enter.
Well, but at the same time, you don't want to. You don't even want to encourage that thought, right?
No, I mean no, but sometimes it's.
I just think it's odd to have that much security. You know, before you even enter, have people posted at doors, people checking to make sure people have badges or armbands or whatever, or wristbands. And then for me to be, I'm pressed. I need to get my badge, and they just send me on a wild goose chase, and accessing places that only VIP were. Like I was short of getting into a green room. You know. Let's see. Let's just make says a similar thing happened at the Fiddlers Convention last week. There was several banjo and mandolin players wandering around the entire stage, not knowing where to go. In or out, even when there were many signs posted and people who knew what to do. Yeah, I think that happens a lot. Francis and I have both been staff at a medium-sized show and seen people not know. They've been there all weekend and not know where, you know, one simple direction is, like a panel room. Like, I have no idea where that panel room is.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but people having, you know, seeing conventions and having gone to so many, most of the, even like it's something as big as a WonderCon or something. I remember us kind of getting like we didn't know where to pick up our badge, right? Mm-hmm. Like or what floor did you have to go on? I think there was one day where we had to take an elevator, right? Some random elevator we didn't know anything about to get to where we want to go, and it's
Emerald City.
Was it Emerald City?
Emerald City was like that. We went deep into the convention before we even got our badges.
Yeah. You know, because a lot of stuff is happening all at once. A lot of different things are happening all at once. So to me, makes sense. Like I understand. You know, something as big as like when I went to D23 in 2019, same thing. They're like, well, you have to go, and then they're like, do they have to go over there? And like, no, that's over. They gotta go over here. It's like over here, like maybe. And they had us go to like 3 different places to get our badges for that. And like, oh, well, you have no idea, do you?
And I mean, and then to find the place where I'm supposed to go, and then still get a hard time at there was no entrance. They just like moved the fucking barrier to let me in. But like,
it's
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the security lady that I was talking to, she was like, "This is my very first show, so I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing." I'm like, hey, I get it, but like, VIP and vendors and celebrities are all supposed to enter this way. Like, I showed an email that says I'm approved. What more do you need? I don't know. Like I said, it just all of that just kind of it irked me.
Yeah.
The unnecessary mad dogging didn't help.
No.
Listener's mate says, I eventually had to stand behind the stage directing traffic, having several people yelling at me because no one either told them or they had been told 4 different stories. Yeah, that happens sometimes. And that sucks being the person that has the correct information and says, no, you need to go this way or you can't go here. And people, where am I supposed to go?
See, the problem is that decisions get made last minute and last second. And it rarely ever goes down the chain of command. And not chain of command, it rarely goes down to the people. It's telephone. All they hear is that something has changed, and they don't know what it is.
Right, and that's why the first people sent me on the completely opposite end of the building on the top floor. Yeah. Like I was closer to my house than I was the press check-in table.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. Again, this reminds me of D23. Yeah, we were. That was the thing where just left, right, and center. Everyone had a different set of instructions on where people needed to go for whatever we're trying to do, and it's just like, we think it's over here and we think it's over there. And it's like, I don't know. My favorite answer is, all I was told is that you have to do this. And it's like, well, that's not what that's not what I was told. Right? Like, I was told to go here.
Right.
You're telling me I got to go back to where I came from. No, that's not how it works.
Right.
But yeah, it happens. And it's a smaller convention. And I'm talking about a huge one. D23 is huge. But I'm talking about the smaller one where, the communication is even worse. So who knows?
I don't know. It was weird because they were selling water bottles like at the concession stands at a hockey rink. I bought a slice and a water, and I was like, "Hey, can I just run this out? I want to eat outside. It's nice out." And nobody had a problem with me eating outside. I go back in to walk in with the water bottle that I purchased inside, and they're like, "You can't bring that inside." Like, I just purchased it from inside. Yes, but you left the building. You can't bring this in. I was just like, okay, are you sure you heard me? I just walked outside 5 minutes ago. I just ate a slice. I'm going back in. You can't bring this water bottle in. And it's just, there's a lot of just unnecessary fucking aggression I got. Several times. Hey, Guapo's here. What's up, Guapo? We haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah. Look at that. He's giving us access to his D drive. How great.
Oh, that'd be sweet. D colon
/.
Yeah.
/
Got to sit and try and remember fucking DOS commands.
When's the last time you had to use DOS commands? So,
Right.
I don't even know how to get to DOS. Oh, no, I do.
It's command prompt.
Yeah, the command prompt, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody knows that as DOS. That's just command prompt.
This command prompt. The thing about the water pump, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, the lady's like, "Oh, if you you can drink it all right here or pour it out. You can take the empty bottle in, but you can't take that."
Why? What's the is it? Oh, because they think you're bringing in alcohol or something?
Probably. And that's the only thing I can think of is yeah. And if they did say anything about it being alcohol, I'm like, you know how much that's a lot of alcohol, lady. Like, who's going to drink that much by itself?
You're like, oh, contraband. Oh.
Yeah. So like I said, the whole thing was just kind of, it just kind of irked me. D : run star . What that runs what does that run? I don't remember what that runs.
Well,
star . Or star .
So star would be any program with any extension, so that's bad.
Yeah, you wouldn't
because star is any and .any, so any.any, that's going to be terrible. You're going to run everything.
Yeah, if you did D : sys, right? That wouldn't list everything.
Nah. Yes, to run all programs. Yeah.
No, yeah.
That'll run everything. Yeah, no.
We had some asshole in one of the electronics stores I worked at. Had some asshole fucking come by and F-dissed all of our fucking computers.
formatting everything. No, DIR is it? So
Oh,
DIR.
that's
I
right.
think
DIR. That's right.
So it's d://dir. You can see everything from in that one directory.
In that directory.
And then you /. I don't remember. It's been a while.
/ CD. Change drive.
Yep. I thought or change directory too.
Change directory.
That's also because you can change folders within. And then so I don't know about you, but it took. So I had a game, a Star Trek game, that took 12 floppy disks to install.
What's a floppy disk?
I
have one.
This is a floppy disk.
Oh, that's
so
look
floppy,
at that
not
ancient piece of fucking media.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look,
is it cake?
There's the.
Oh, it's an actual disc. It's not cake.
It's an actual disc, not cake. Yeah, no, I don't. Sadly, I don't have an 8.5s. I wish I had an 8.5 because that's the big one. That's the big one that held less data than this.
Or the
it held like
5 1/4.
5 1/4. Yeah, this is the 3.5. I think. Yeah.
Nope.
I did.
3D. Francis 3D printed the save button.
Yeah, I'm saving myself, but
Jesus Christ!
It took 12 of these to install. Luckily, only one to run, but 12 to install, and about 6 to install Battle Chess, which was my favorite chess game.
Oh, Battle Chess was amazing.
That was just great because your characters killed your other characters, so your chess pieces killed each other. It wasn't just toppling them over; they literally smashed them to death.
Of the two anime shows that are here, the older of the two, on I think it's only Sundays, they do Cosplay Chess.
Oh, nice.
So on the floor, they have a quote unquote life-size chessboard. And all the pieces are cosplay attendees. Up on stage, they have anywhere from novice to fucking expert chess players. They're playing chess competitively. They call out their move, and then the live action cosplayers act out what happens. So if a tower piece takes out a pawn, and the tower piece is Cloud, and the pawn is help me, Link, then you know.
Oh, you just wanted any character.
Yeah, just anything. So like Sephiroth would, if he's got his sword or whatever Sephiroth's fucking weapon is, he slices at Link, and Link dies dramatically, and
cool.
It is so much fun. I've taken a ton of pictures and video from it because it's just like one of the coolest things, because all the people that are on the chessboard, they're all there to have a good time, and everybody acts their character out.
You need to cosplay as President Deadpool next time. And then
that would be kind of fresh. It's in like a couple weeks.
Or chop. Yeah, do it.
It's in a couple weeks. Maybe I should do it.
Do it. The only thing I've ever wanted to do was the one at San Diego Comic-Con, where everyone dresses up in armor and they fight each other on that one balcony.
Oh yeah.
The one outside the gaming rooms, where it's like everyone's on the balcony, and they're actually doing tournament style, but it's like super hot. So maybe I don't want to, because it's like 80 degrees, and you're in full metal armor, clashing at each other with maces and swords. It doesn't.
Well, not only are you in a full suit of armor, but you're also in all the undergarments to protect you from the suit of armor.
Exactly. Yeah. And that stuff is going to pretty much absorb all the heat from the sun.
Yes.
And it's going to be like 115 degrees in there. Yeah. Maybe
not for me. Not for me.
No. In the wintertime, maybe, but not during the summer. No.
Yeah, but in the winter, the suit of armor gets colder, so then like not only do you have to deal with not only do you have to deal with your feet crunching in snow, making that horrible noise. Then you got the whole suit of armor making its horrible noise. And if it gets cold, it gets even like scratchier or something. I don't know.
Josh, that's called ASMR, dude. That's ASMR.
Did you watch the new Beavis and Butthead? We talked about it last week, but did you get around to watching it?
I did. You did. I haven't yet. I haven't watched anything.
Oh my God.
There's so many shows I have to watch. I haven't watched anything. I've had a very busy week.
Well, that's fair.
So unfortunately, I had some family over. I went out.
Well, that's not
Saturday.
unfortunate. That's not unfortunate. You had family over.
Yeah. No. I mean, unfortunately, I couldn't find time.
There you go.
Not unfortunately, I had that stuff, but yeah. No, I didn't have time. I was busy I was like out pretty much all day Saturday, and then So I've been very, very busy. I don't know why. I really shouldn't be, but I am. It's good. But
it is good.
I'll watch Beavis. I'll watch.
Make sure you watch Butthead as well.
And Butthead.
Yeah. If you just watch one side, you're only going to get half the jokes.
It's like, well, I'll get the. Hold on. What's it on again?
Paramount.
Paramount. Oh yeah, I have that too. Okay. All right. I will watch.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things I need to watch.
Well, we all do.
Yeah.
Let me just look through the notes here. No, you talked about the new Wednesday show, and I was unaware.
I saw the trailer.
I thought Wednesday was a show, and then the Addams Family was another show, but apparently it's all one show.
Yeah, and Catherine Zeta-Jones plays Morticia.
I didn't watch the trailer, so was it interesting? Was it good? Louis Guzman as Gomez Addams, I think, is fucking perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have no issue with that. Again, people were upset because it wasn't a Raul Julia type or the other guy from the
John Aston. John Aston.
Yeah. So it wasn't John Aston.
I've been thinking about this whole time. This whole time because we mentioned it right before we hit record. I've been thinking about it this whole time.
Good pull. I like good pull. Yeah, but I saw the trailer. I thought it was good. I'm interested. I'm curious. I don't know if I'll watch it, but I'm curious.
I did see it.
Very.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw a really quick clip where Wednesday put a bunch of piranhas in the high school swimming pool. Saying something about like only I can torment my brother or something like that.
Which is her, that's her thing, right? That's her line. And you get to see Thing. You get to see Thing. You get. I don't think you see Cousin It, but you get to see some of the rest of the family. And so you will see more of the Addams Family, but it does focus on Wednesday, and it did have that vibe. I think Tim Burton is even producing or something like that. I think to some degree. So you're getting some pretty good pedigree because I think that's good. So yeah, I think and you're not going to see Morticia and Gomez and the rest of the family as much, right? Sure. It focuses on Wednesday, but
but they're there.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
they're there. Yeah,
well,
which is great.
When does that come out?
I think they look good.
When does it come out?
Oh God, I don't know. Let's see.
Well, Listener's Mate said the first episode of She-Hulk was great.
There you go.
I don't have a huge desire to see it, just because it goes back to that whole thing of lawyers aren't interesting.
Right. Well,
lawyer superheroes are even less interesting to me. So I'm probably going to check it out, but I'm not super excited to tune in.
And it does have that break the fourth wall thing that Deadpool does. So
okay, well, I'm into that.
Yeah, because she's supposed to be like proto Deadpool, right? Where she breaks the fourth wall and she makes the obvious jokes, right? There's no specific date for this one. It says coming out this year, so probably near Halloween.
Probably that would make sense.
Yeah.
If I was
Tim Burton.
If I was a marketing person, I that's where I would put it. But I remember I don't know anything about marketing.
8-part series, and I think you're right. To market it properly, you have to do, because who does when when you get the February or March horror movie, and it's like, it's February. Why are you doing the horror movie now?
Right,
Nobody cares. But as is,
Speaking of marketing, Francis, I gotta protect kayfabe like a motherfucker.
All right, protect away.
Okay, so I work in the marijuana industry. We've talked about this. I work at a facility that makes edibles.
Right.
Okay. I'm leaving work today as I'm driving down the street. Half a block from my facility, there's a billboard for a competing similar product. Like I said, being advertised half a block from our facility. There's no way in my mind I can't think of that company knows where we produce our stuff, and that a lot of the stores around our area have a close tie to us, and then they put up a billboard like half a block away. I'm just like, oh, we should figure out where this company makes their shit and go put up a billboard there.
What we should do is we should somehow find a way to advertise for this show on the most popular podcast on the Joe Rogan wouldn't work because he doesn't do ads, I don't think. But the second most popular podcast in all of podcastdom, we buy a single ad and then just play it, for them at the whatever, and just have it play at the biggest podcast ever. And let's see if that gets us listeners.
If that does anything. So we don't miss
it. You never know. I mean, you're hitting millions, so you never know.
That's true. That's true. So we don't miss it. Guapo did say that he had finished Moon Knight finally, and that when you say we're, I'm guessing he and the lady are starting the new GOT show, whatever that's called.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. So
no, I knew it was Game of Thrones, but I don't know what it's called.
Oh, House of
Dragon. Yeah. That's right.
Apparently it broke HBO Max.
Oh, really?
It crashed it. Yeah, it crashed it on Sunday night when it premiered. So good job everyone for crashing the website and making sure that no one else can watch the show until the next day. So yay. Yeah, but apparently a lot of all the stuff that you love, blood, death, and sex, all in the new Game of Thrones.
Sweet. And then listener's mate did say social media was trying to make something out of She-Hulk's controlling her rage issue and making it a feminist thing. But it was dead on, especially if you really understand the character like I do. If I am not mistaken, I do believe listener's mate is a She-Hulk mega fan. Even, well before the show was ever announced. So,
yeah. Anytime we mention any female characters or fictional characters on Sabrina, his go-to are Orion Slave Girls and She-Hulk. So yeah, Lister's Mate is huge on the Green Ladies, and She-Hulk being definitely one of them. I love all forms of controversy, and I do love this. I did love that discussion because boy, oh boy, people are funny.
Well, let's end with some controversy, Francis. I will ask you, I'll spring this on you.
All right, cool. I like this.
Are you, when you go to Wendy's, do you eat the fries or do you get the fucking Frosty and dip the fries in the Frosty? Are you one of those motherfuckers, or are you just a regular fry eating motherfucker?
It's funny you should mention that because I was actually
dipping fries in my Frosty.
I was lamenting on how much I miss it because I can't have any of that stuff right now. So I was lamenting on how much I miss that stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot. It'd be great right now with some fries and a Frosty.
I don't understand. I don't get it. What is the appeal?
I'm like, oh man. Well, I don't
know. When else, Francis, in fact, well, you can't right now. Hypothetically, go to the kitchen, take a slice of a potato and a chunk of Hershey's and eat it together and tell me how much you like it.
That's different though.
How?
That's
it's still,
different.
It's no, it's not. It's a potato. A potato's a potato.
But it is a potato. But it's like dip. But I would dip the potato in ice cream. That's the thing. I would dip it in ice cream. I wouldn't dip in just chocolate, but I'd dip it in ice cream.
Okay, chocolate ice cream.
Well, vanilla ice cream too. I would dip in. I would do so. Same thing. So I've done it for In-N-Out. I've done it for Wendy's. I've done it for Five Guys. I've done it for I've done it for most places that provide a Shake Shack. Even I've done it where if they provide you a shake, I will and provide me the fries. The two shall meet at some point in the meal.
I don't understand you peoples. No.
Look, I know.
Maybe it's the
I've,
Irish in me, and I just like potatoes.
Yeah, the Irish don't really do that.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I don't know. Listeners may said my Aunt Ruby used to go to Wendy's and she broke the ends off of the fries because she said the fries were supposed to have square ends, not pointy ones.
Well, if they're cut properly, yes, right. Like if you want the good fries, yeah, they're squared off. But no, sometimes they stab you. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the fry has to stab you, but most of the time they're stabbing my shake, and that's the important part. Is then they're stabbing my strawberry shake and giving me that delicious ice cream goodness with that that salty savoriness, and I'm a happy camper.
I don't understand. I don't understand it. I've seen people. Let me ask you this then, Francis. When you go to the Taco Bell, do you and you get sauce for your tacos? Do you sauce the taco or do you sauce your bite?
No, I sauce the taco.
Okay, because I know people that sauce the bite and have to have
it makes
50,000 packs of hot sauce to eat 3 tacos and a burrito.
A, too much effort, and B, no, better distribution. If you just pour it all in, then it evenly distributes amongst the taco. You know, but doing it side, then you're just wasting it. Right? One
person's excuse was, "Well, I'm driving," and I'm like, "But you need 2 hands to fucking hold your thing and sauce your bite. So what are you holding? You steering your car with your dick? What are you doing?"
No, you don't sauce the bite. You sauce the whole thing, and then you take the bite.
Okay. Well, at least we can agree on that.
Yeah.
I'm never fucking taking you to Wendy's, by the way.
Yeah. And here's the thing also is usually with fast food, and I think you may have noticed this when we went to In-N-Out back then, is I always eat the fries first before I get to the burger. So I would have eaten the fries and the shake first completely before I even got to my burger. So you'd have to endure me eating fry shake like that whole time before eating the burger. Oh man, it would have been torture for you.
It probably would. Much like sitting across from Lister's mate at Taco Bell as he sauces the entire thing and then sauces every bite.
Oh no, that's too much sauce. Because then you don't taste the food. You don't taste the food. You just taste the sauce.
Yeah. Well, it's Taco Bell. It is Taco Bell. Sometimes you want to just taste the sauce. To be fair.
But no, this is definitely the pineapple on pizza debate. So I get
totally.
you. I get where you're coming from.
All right. Well,
I like that you through that out there, though. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So where can people find you? Say Wednesday when this comes out next week, and people want to see you maybe doing things live.
Well, check us out on most Wednesdays. Sadly, the 31st we're not going to be on because Jeff will be at Dragon Con.
Sadly, we won't.
Sadly, we won't. But go to supergeekedup.com and go check out the live improv show, where by the time you've heard this, we had guest Malia Lewis from Art of the Roll, and she gets to talk to us, hopefully not all about Canada, but maybe a little bit about Canada. That's how we enticed her to get on the show in the first place, was just talking about Canada. So
we can ask her about the fries and the gravy. Poutine.
And poutine, yeah. We'll talk
Or ask her about Timbits.
Oh, we did. She brought out Timbits, yeah.
Or
little mini donuts.
Or how they roll up the lip. So you don't know anything about that. You can ask her.
That one I don't know.
You can ask her tomorrow night.
Milk in a bag. Yeah. Milk in a bag and
milk in a bag. Yeah, that's always a weird one. Thanks to everybody for tuning in and putting up with us for an hour or so. We'll be back next Wednesday to annoy you. Next Tuesday. What the hell am I talking about? 7:30ish Mountain Time, or whenever we get around to starting. You can follow us at Twitter at POI Podcast, YouTube POI Podcast. Call, voicemail, text, call into the show 314-764-7631. It spells out POI Pod 1. You can email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. That's everything for this week. Join us next week. We'll talk about other food stuff. Like, do you pour milk first and then cereal, or the other way around? Let us know what you do. We'll talk about it next week. See ya. Bye.